Hey, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, call Allah Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, Hashem Rekal Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and the elders, of course, who through the Spirit taught us His truth and continue to do so. Alright, with great humility. This is Naaman with the DC camp, and this is going to be one of those stories where, you know, the nation of Edom, these so-called self-appointed white people again, alright, decade upon decade, century upon century after doing our people wrong, now they want to apologize. Alright, well, screw your apology. Alright, and you notice that's all they do. Well, we apologize. Alright, but let you go into their courts and say that, well, I apologize, you know, you take that same attitude. Oh, no. Oh, they're going to get their pound of flesh and more from you and I, alright? But with them, just an apology, you know? And that's always the case. Those ish people, those 48ers, alright? Living over there in a land that's not theirs, pretending to be us. That's all you hear every year. You know, and they get donations, and you know, it's year after year after year. All right, that they get money for something that, or they get, I should say, not just money, but recognition, but recognition in the sense that there is an attempt to restore. Like, I just ran across an article the other day. I forgot exactly where it was, but they're still trying to reclaim lost art for these people. I mean, and everybody's working on that. Alright? And this has been what? 70, since the end of World War II. Alright? 75 years now. And you still gotta hear that crap. But when we bring up something that's continually going on, oh no, everybody got a problem now. Alright? So here it is. This is from the Kansas City Star. And it says, truth in black and white. An apology from the Kansas City Star. As many newspapers, I'm sure you all are aware of the book, 100 Years of Lynching by Ralph Ginsberg. That whole book is nothing but articles from various newspapers, alright, about lynching our people, alright, and you see the word games that they play, you know, black brute rapes white girl, or something like that, you know, purposely doing it that way to incite violence, which it did. Alright, for some reason, please bear with me. This thing wants to act up now. Here we go. It says, today we are telling the story of a powerful local business that has done wrong. Today we are telling the story of a powerful local business that has done wrong. For 140 years, it has been one of the most influential forces in shaping Kansas City and the region. And yet, for much of its early history, through sins of both commission and omission, it disenfranchised, ignored, and scorned generations of black Kansas Cityans. It reinforced Jim Crow laws and redlining. Decade after early decade, it robbed an entire community of opportunity, dignity, justice, and recognition. The business is the Kansas City Star. Alright, it goes on to say, before I say more, I feel it to be my moral obligation to express what is in the hearts and minds of the leadership and staff of an organization that is nearly as old as the city it loves and colors. We are sorry. See, here's the thing. You knew you were doing wrong as you were doing it. So, like I said from the get-go, screw your apology. All right. See, they see the writing on the wall now. All right. And hey, let's get it. Let's go to Job. Yeah, they see the writing on the wall. They're getting ready to lose their precious kingdom. All right. Especially here, America. All right. Like, you got images I would say that you haven't seen, but that's not the case. I'm thinking of Revelation 17th chapter. This is Job chapter 20 verse 10. It says, his children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods. See, and that's why we're trying to tell you, Jakes, what good is monetary reparations going to do for our people? That's going to make it worse. No, true reparations is we're going to put your ass in shackles and chains. Alright? That's what's going to be true reparations. Alright? It's going to be Psalm. This right here, as soon as it loads. This is Psalm 149. I am going to start at 7. It says, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. It is written, this honor have all his saints, praise the Most High Yahweh. Alright, for all that you've done to us, you think this your version of Christianity, alright, I don't know why you would think something like that was going to sway the Most High in your favor. No. This is Lamentations chapter 4 verse 21. It says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, enjoy your kingdom while it lasts. Alright, because all of you being treated not quite as bad, but you realize that you don't have the power that you thought you had. I'm talking about the ordinary. I don't know where to start when, as far as money wise, because a lot of people over the past few years that had long money have left already. Various cities. Alright, various camps have reported this the last 2, 3, maybe more years. Alright, people getting up the hell out of here. Alright, because they see what's going on. Alright, and they don't want to get caught up. Anyway, it says, once again, Lamentations chapter 4 verse 20 says, 21 says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Cup of what? Slavery. Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked. Punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. That's us. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Now it's your turn. Now it's your turn. Alright. Let's see. Continuing on. It says the Kansas City Star prides itself on holding power to account. Today we hold up the mirror to ourselves. Oh, isn't that so nice? To see the historic role we have played through both action and inaction in shaping and misshaping Kansas City's landscape. It is time that we own our history. It is well past time for an apology, acknowledging as we do so that the sins of our past still reverberate today. And that still holds true overall. Alright? Because you'll see the average Edomite, so-called white person, say, oh, get over slavery, get over. No. Because of what you have done and continue to do, alright, those actions had consequences. Alright? Played out upon our people. That we will never get over, because guess what? You would never let us get over. See, whether through ignorance or just trying to be a dick. The average white person on some level knows how screwed up our people are. Alright, the problem is whether they choose to acknowledge it or not, alright, but they just go along with the flow, which is this is going to get into. Alright, continuing on, it says, it goes into George Floyd. It says, inside the Star, reporters and editors discuss how an honest examination of our own past may help us move forward. What started as a suggestion from reporter Mara Rose Williams quickly turned into a full-blown examination of the Star's coverage of race and the black community dating to our founding in 1880. Alright, so this goes back 140 years, like I said. Skipping down for time's sake. It says our reporters searched out documents, archival collections, congressional testimony, minutes of meetings, and digital databases. Periodically, as they researched, editors and reporters convened panels of scholars and community leaders to discuss the significant milestones of black life in Kansas City that were overlooked or underplayed by the Star and the Times. Alright, skipping down again. Reporters were frequently sickened by what they found. Decades of coverage that depicted black Kansas Cityans as criminals living in a crime-laden world continue to do this. And again, you just elected a person, the highest office in the land, alright, back in the 90s and actually before then, alright, but especially in the 90s, that played a key role in that crime bill, alright, that continued the trend drastically. It was already rising, yes, because Nixon was the first to declare war on so-called war on drugs, which was actually a war on our people. Alright? And then with Clinton coming in, your so-called first black president, you know, you stupid a-holes that amongst our people that believe that crap. Alright? And then his buddies came along, you know. Biden had been in there at this point about, when he come in, 73 in the Senate, something like that. So he'd been in what, over 20 years at that point. Alright, so then it's easy to find his speeches, alright, on the floor of the Senate where he went in on, he didn't care how or we were made to do the things that we were doing. He just wanted us off the street. Alright? Hard time for little or nothing. 3 strikes and you're out. All that shit. Our people still, family-wise, are screwed. And this is your savior? Wow. Wow. Why? Because you're caught up in your damn emotions. Alright, it says, let's see. Reporters felt regret that the paper's historic coverage not only did a disservice to black Kansas Cityans, but also to white readers deprived of the opportunity to understand the true richness black citizens brought to Kansas City. Like they really gave a flying, you know what. Like most metro newspapers of the early to mid-20th century, the Star was a white newspaper produced by white reporters and editors for white readers and advertisers. Having the Star or Times thrown in your driveway was a family tradition passed down to sons and daughters, but not in black families. Their children grew up with little hope of ever being mentioned in the city's largest and most influential newspapers, unless they got in trouble. Negative portrayals of black Kansas Cityans buttressed stereotypes and played a role in keeping the city divided. In the pages of the Star, when black people were written about, they were cast primarily as the perpetrators or victims of crime, advancing a toxic narrative, and this is all done, alright, on purpose. It says other violence, meantime, was tuned out. The Star and the Times wrote about military action in Europe, but not about black families whose homes were being bombed just down the street. Even the black cultural icons that Kansas City would one day claim with pride were largely overlooked. native son Charlie Bird Parker didn't get a significant headline in the Star until he died, and even then his name was misspelled and his age was wrong. That's why, you gotta say, hell with this place. This is not our rest. Alright? Let's see, let's go to, just wow. After hours, how people still cling to this. This is Psalms chapter 109. And the heading for this chapter is King David, he was complaining about his enemies, their slanderous ways, as we just read here, same thing, and I think about, let me just read it, and I'll get that scripture next. It says, Psalms chapter 109 verse 10, it says, let his children be continually vagabonds and beg. And that's personally what I've wished for and continue to do so. Alright? Things are going to be turned around. Alright? He's going to be on the bottom. That's Isaiah 14th chapter gets all into that. Alright? It says, let his children be continually vagabonds and beg. Let them seek their bread also out of their desolate places. Alright? And you want to talk about slanderous? Well, this is supposed to be, remember, this was two brothers, Jacob and Esau. Alright? But what happened with Esau breaking the brotherly covenant or bonds? Alright? This is Psalms chapter 50 and 16. But unto the wicked, who Esau is, and his descendants, the nation of Edom. But unto the wicked, the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Seeing thou hatest instruction, even to this day, and castest my words behind thee. Or when thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother, son. Alright? And that's these devils. They just can't help themselves. Alright? And for time's sake, I'm just going to post this as is. I'll just read this one more. It says, skipping down, it says, in 1968, 5 black men and 1 black teenager were killed over 3 days of rioting in Kansas City at the time the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. was to be buried, having been assassinated by a white man's bullet only days prior. At least 4 and perhaps all were shot by police. A mayor's commission determined that most were innocent victims, and yet there was no follow-up newspaper probe as there would be today. No independent investigation, no calls for the officers to be charged or for the police chief to resign. Nearly a decade later, raging waters surged in the deadly flood of 1977. The Star and Times quickly dubbed it the Plaza Flood. That set the stage for the papers, both lacking the staff diversity to challenge assumptions, to focus mainly on property damage at the Country Club Plaza, not so much the 23 people who died, including 8 black residents. See, so that's where their priorities were. Yeah, so, nothing's changed. This devil's never going to change. I don't know why you would even expect him to at this point. But that's why I was talking about reparations. Why do we need them? This is because everything's promised to us anyway. This is Daniel chapter 7. I ended on this. Verse 18, it says, but the saints, the Israelites, and the Israelites only. Not somebody that the Pope over there in Vatican City canonizes, alright? Because that's not within his power, alright? He thinks way too much of himself. Daniel chapter 7 verse 18 says, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. Alright? Per what? Zephaniah 3 and 8. The Lord said, wait ye upon me, alright, till I rise up to the prey. Alright? And that's what a lot of you Israelites, you're losing patience. Alright? Alright? And in doing that, you're going to lose your soul. Alright? So with that, I hope whoever views this video is satisfied, because that's what I aim to do. And at Great Millstone in general, that's what we want to do. Alright? Hopes of bringing in the remaining hopefully elect, alright, to the fold. Once again, call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Karkadash. Alright. Salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and byways, pushing the truth, all honesty and sincerity. So with that, shalom.